In case you didn't know, okay, Cruz cannot, we're pretty sure, without a miracle.
Oh, and I don't think we said this, but Cruz picked Carly to be his VP.
Oh, yeah.
Right. But we haven't said that yet. Yeah, we haven't said that yet.
Okay, so in case you didn't know, Cruz picks Carly as his VP.
And I'm telling you right now, there's this clash between the two.
Let's point this out, too. It's important to have a timeline because people may come back 100 years from now and listen to our show and wonder about the timeline of what we're talking about. So Trump has a ridiculously one-sided victory in the primaries in the Northeast.
Right. New York.
Just
hammered down.
He wins every single county in every single state.
And not only did he win all of them, he won all the delegates except for like 4.
Yeah,
maybe 5.
Right. So Cruz responded, and believe me, if it was not such a one-sided beatdown, I don't think he would have done this.
No, you wouldn't. You don't.
He responded by having this breaking news that he's going to pick Carly Fiorina as his running mate. And that was like the next day.
Right, and the big joke.
He needed to do that because he was going to get hammered to try to push him out of the race completely because he's completely eliminated for the most part.
But the big joke, the big meme on the internet this week, you lose 6 straight and name a VP.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Even Colbert.
Yeah.
Colbert said he picked his losing mate.
No.
Yeah.
Oh,
so what? I don't want to get off my.
Matt Drudge trolled everybody.
Of course.
Said it's not over till the skinny lady sings.
Oh no! Oh.
And apparently, when she was tapped as VP, she got up on the convention and she started singing to her daughters.
We are not playing that soundbite because it is painful.
I couldn't do it.
It's painful.
I could not cue it up.
So painful. Just type in Carly Fiorina sings. And you will see the train wreck. All right, so here's the thing about VP. All right, we know now that Cruz cannot get to 1237, which means in order for him to be the presidential nominee for the GOP, he has to win his 1237 after the first ballot, which is considered a contested convention.
Correct.
What he failed to do his homework on, you ready for this one?
I'm listening.
And apparently Carly did too.
No, what?
The convention picks the VP if it's contested.
No!
Yes.
So what does that mean?
That means him picking Carly was completely irrelevant because he can't win it in the first ballot, which means he's not going to be the one to choose the VP. If he wins.
Right.
If he wins the nomination.
You know what? That would be hysterical to see that play out on the floor.
It's going to play out on the floor. Carly Fiorina.
No, I'm saying give Cruz the nomination.
And not Carly.
And
give it to somebody else.
Give it to somebody else.
Yeah, they will.
See that play out.
The delegates will pick. See, it's weird. I've never heard of that ever, but it turns out that's the case. The delegates will pick who the VP is, which is really weird because only in that circumstance would they do that. Every other time, it's always the nominee who picks his running mate.
Oh, right.
And so we found out. So another odd thing, this is kind of a side note, right before Carly Fiorina was picked as VP, there were some rumblings about how Cruz is about to pick his VP. Glenn Beck was projecting it like, oh, he's about to pick his VP. He even said, I know it's going to be Carly Fiorina.
Really?
He said, I wasn't told this. Cruz never said a word to be, but I know it's going to be Carly Fiorina. And when he was interviewing him before he said it, he said, are you willing? Are you ready to tell? I don't want you to I know you haven't said who it is yet, but are you willing to tell us her name? Yes, he did do that, and of course they had a big laugh about it.
Right.
But it did ended up being Carly Fiorina. So anyway, before it was announced who it was going to be, we were told he was going to choose one. So I started thinking to myself, who is going to fall on that grenade?
Yeah.
You literally have to have nothing going for you to agree to take the VP slot for Ted Cruz. You literally have to have nothing going for you. This is the ultimate Hail Mary. Like, hey, I am done with politics. I have no chance whatsoever. I'm not in anything. I have nothing. You literally have to have nothing to lose. You have nothing to lose. And then he picked Carly Fiorina. I was like, I'm going to be honest with you. Even if I was her, I might have said, yeah, I don't want to jump on that grenade.
I can't.
And it turns out she should have said no, because it doesn't matter, because he's not going to pick his running mate. He literally only did this to take the news out of the news cycle that he got trounced so one-sidedly.
Right. It was a deflection.
Yeah.
Well, but the problem with the internet and information at the speed of light,
yeah,
everybody is taken to the web on Carly.
Oh, really?
And they are digging up treasure troves of sound bites.
Oh, no.
And there's an article I posted on Sick Bias. You're going to have to go read it. But there's an article where Carly was interviewed by Chris Wallace. And Chris Wallace took her to task on HP and all those printers being sold to Iran.
Oh, okay.
And she said, no, it was a third party. And he's like, that third party in the Middle East, you gave them the Franchise of the Year award for selling the most, HP printers and things like that. And they were selling them all to Iran.
All of them.
Yes. So how do you not vet the guy of the year award?
The vendor of the year.
Yes. How do you not vet that? And she kept deflecting, saying, no, the HP is just too big. It's too big. You couldn't have known.
We can't watch all that.
Right. Couldn't have known.
Oh,
it went so horribly wrong. And now, this was back during the 08 campaign. Back in 08, when, I don't know. I don't remember this, but I guess she was coming out for a Democrat. Carly was?
Philanthropic organizations, and had started a fund focused on empowering women in impoverished parts of the world. That's just why perhaps I have such great admiration and empathy for Hillary Clinton. I have great admiration for her because I know what it takes in some small measure to do what she has done. She is obviously incredibly intelligent, focused, tough, determined, empathetic of all the tens of millions of people that she was trying to represent in her quest to become the first woman president of the United States. And as a woman, I take great pride in the fact that Hillary Clinton ran for president. And I also watched with a lot of empathy as I saw how she was scrutinized, characterized, talked about as a woman. While I think women have made great progress in so many ways, I also know from personal experience that women in positions of power, particularly bold women who are trying to drive change, as Hillary Clinton most surely is, bold women in power are characterized and scrutinized differently than their male counterparts are.
That went on. There was more to it than that.
She
was praising Hillary Clinton, and obviously
for accomplishments that are just imaginary.
Empathizing. She was empathetic to her.
Well, to the people that she represented.
Oh,
she doesn't give two craps about who she represents.
What? But Ted Cruz would be the opposite of that statement about Hillary Clinton. I just picked this up off the net. This wasn't hard to find.
Yeah. Why was she saying that about Clinton? Did she sincerely believe it, or was she trying to angle somewhere? Like, was she trying to? Was that an important thing for her to say?
She was raising money.
I don't know. I have no idea. That's weird.
Very weird.
Why would you say all that about her? Other than, are you playing the woman card?
Oh, she definitely was playing.
I noticed that she has the same plumbing that I do. So,
yeah, we both have the plumbing.
And she achieved. Let me tell you something about Hillary Clinton. She has gotten to where she's gotten because she married the guy that had the ability to get there.
Oh,
and got really lucky that
Well,
some wild card named Ross Perot came along.
I don't know if that was luck. That might have been backdoor handlings.
Could be. I don't know, but
because those George Soros people, they know what they're doing.
Yeah, it was a big surprise when Clinton. When a lot of people don't know this, I was around back then. When Clinton won the presidency, we were just like, "What?" Because he had such low percentages all the way to the bitter end.
Governor from Arkansas?
And he ended up winning with 42% of the votes.
Just crazy.
42%. And that was his highest that he had ever gotten. He'd always been polling in the 20s and 30s. And everybody just looked at him as, just this young guy that's giving it a college try. That's literally how we looked at Bill Clinton. He was super, super, super young. Really young.
Going up against H. Bush, who was older.
An incumbent with the Bush name, who was literally thought of as the guy. Well, first of all, he won the Gulf War.
Right. And it was like he was carrying on the Reagan torch, if you will. At the time.
He was considered the guy that was carrying the.
We know better now, but hindsight's 2020.
So for him to come along with those low polling numbers and then shock the world, we were shocked when he ended up winning.
Right.
And it teaches you a lot about 30-party candidacies, but anyway.
Right. And everyone who has ever said, there's different groups on Facebook that say, we will walk. That's one of them. And I battle with them. And I say, I don't know where you're going to walk to.
You better be walking out of the country.
Probably, because
take the Constitution with you.
Third party, do not think for one moment.
Even Trump knows this.
That Trump could sidestep and instantaneously step onto a third-party platform and run it. It will not happen. It is easier and more effective to take over the GOP.
Well, let me tell you a little factoid that I learned when I was watching a biography video documentary of Trump's life. He was, I can't remember the name of the party, I'm sorry. Ross Perot started a third party after he lost in 92. And Trump was seriously looking into being the nominee for that party and running as a third party guy. I don't know if it's called the Independent Party or something. Whatever the name of the party, Ross Perot's party.
The Reform Party.
That's right, the Reform Party.
In 95.
Yeah, so Donald Trump was going to run as the lead for the Reform Party.
Holy smoke, they're saying that they won nearly 19% of the popular vote.
Okay, so check this out. Trump decided to pull out, and the reason he pulled out was because he realized, there was a lot of infighting, and he saw the infighting, and he came to the conclusion that the only way to win the presidency is through the Republican Party. He said that back then. And so there's all these Cruz people and whatever that are saying, the only reason he's going Republican is because he wants to just hand it over to the Democrats and all this, or whatever he's trying to do, whatever they're trying to accuse him of doing. But if he was really a Democrat, he could have easily won the Democratic ticket from Hillary. Oh, yeah. I don't know about easily, but he would have had to do some fighting because Hillary's got the establishment.
Sure.
But if he was really a Democrat, why didn't he run as a Democrat? If he was even liberal, he could have run as a
and people hammering him on donating X amount of dollars. We talked about this last week.
Oh, that's because he was a businessman.
The X amount of dollars that he did donate is minuscule. Minuscule.
But he did donate.
Yeah.
But my argument against that is, and I'm not just trying to make excuses, you're treating him like a politician. If Ted Cruz gave money, because he's a lifelong politician.
Right.
And I am repeating what I've said in previous episodes. If Ted Cruz gave money to Democrats, that would be a huge scandal, because he's running against these people. He's running against their ideology.
Right.
Trump doing the exact same thing is not the same thing.
No.
Because Trump was doing